Title: The Adventure of Tim and the Lost Treasure. Story overview. This simple, fun adventure story is designed to help English learners practice basic vocabulary and sentence structures in a real-world context. It also introduces various verbs and adjectives that are frequently used in conversations. This story is designed for English learners to practice their language skills while following a fun and engaging adventure. It introduces essential vocabulary, simple sentence structures, and the joy of learning through a narrative. The story is broken down into short, easy-to-understand scenes that make learning new words feel natural. Part 1. The Map. Tim was a curious boy. One day, while exploring his grandmother's attic, he found an old, dusty box. Inside the box was a strange-looking map. It was very old and had strange symbols on it. Tim felt excited. Wow, this could be a treasure map, he thought. He showed the map to his grandmother. She smiled and said, "This map is very old, Tim. It might lead you to a treasure, but it's not going to be easy to find." Tim didn't care. He was ready for an adventure. He packed a bag with food, water, and a flashlight. He also took a notebook to write down anything important. He was ready to follow the map. Part 2. The journey begins. Tim walked through the forest. The sun was shining, and the birds were singing. The map said he needed to find a big rock near a river. After walking for about an hour, Tim found the rock. "That's the first clue," Tim said, smiling. He looked at the map again. The next clue was hidden under a tree with a big branch. Tim looked around and saw the tree. He ran to it and found a small box hidden under the roots. Inside the box was a note. The note said, "Look for the tall mountain. Your treasure is near." Part 3. Climbing the mountain. Tim followed the map up the mountain. It was steep and difficult to climb, but Tim was brave. He knew he was getting closer to the treasure. When he reached the top, he saw a beautiful view of the valley below. "I made it to the top," Tim shouted with joy. He looked around and saw something shiny near a pile of rocks. Tim walked carefully over to it and uncovered a small chest. It was heavy. He opened it, and inside was a golden coin and a note that said, "You have found the treasure. The real treasure is the adventure." Part 4. The Return. Tim felt proud of himself. He had followed the map, solved the clues, and found the treasure. But as he walked back home, he remembered the last note. "The real treasure is the adventure," Tim thought. He realized that the fun of exploring and solving the clues was the best part of the journey. When Tim got home, he showed the golden coin to his grandmother. "That's a nice coin, Tim, but I think you found something even better: your courage, your curiosity, and your sense of adventure," she said with a smile. Vocabulary and phrases for learners. Map, a picture showing where places are located. Treasure, something valuable, like gold or jewels. Clue, a piece of information that helps you solve a puzzle. Journey, a trip or adventure. Mountain, a very tall hill or landform. Chest, a box used to store things, often valuable things. Common phrases, What's this? A question to ask when you find something interesting. Let's go on an adventure. A fun way to say you want to explore or try something new. I can do it. A phrase used when you feel confident to do something difficult. How this story helps learners. Vocabulary building. The story introduces common words related to travel, treasure hunting, and adventure, such as map, treasure, clue, and mountain. Sentence structure practice. Learners can practice basic sentences, like, I found the treasure, and Tim walked through the forest, which are simple and easy to understand. Interactive learning. The video can pause at key moments to ask viewers what they think will happen next, helping learners engage with the content. Pronunciation practice. Learners can repeat important phrases and vocabulary to improve their pronunciation and fluency. This story, The Adventure of Tim and the Lost Treasure, is a great way for learners of English to practice essential vocabulary while enjoying an engaging narrative. By focusing on adventure and exploration, the story encourages learners to immerse themselves in the language through fun and relatable situations. Learning English with this story. This story is an excellent way to learn English because it introduces essential vocabulary. Words like adventure, treasure, and journey are commonly used in everyday English and can be used in various contexts. Fosters understanding of sentence structure. Simple sentences like, Tim was curious, or, he found a treasure, provide clear examples of how sentences are structured in English. Engages learners with an interactive narrative. Viewers can pause at different points in the story to guess what might happen next or to discuss the meanings of words they don't know yet. How to use this story for English practice. Interactive pauses. After every few sentences, pause the video and ask the learners to identify new vocabulary words and practice using them in their own sentences. Review. After finishing the story, review the key vocabulary with learners by creating flashcards or using them in different contexts. Discussion. Ask questions about the story. For example, what would you do if you found a treasure map? Or, how did Tim show bravery during his adventure? Conclusion. The Adventure of Tim and the Lost Treasure provides an exciting and interactive way for learners to build their vocabulary and practice basic English sentence structures. By following Tim's journey, learners can improve their understanding of how English is used in storytelling and everyday situations. This approach makes learning English feel like an adventure in itself.